Hi friends, this is Leonard Scriven with PushPointe Indoor Cycle and Fitness and DaVinci Life Coaching. In this week's episode of the Fit Life with Leonard, I'm going to give you 3 things that are really going to help you if you've made the decision to live the healthy and fit life, but find yourself struggling with staying consistent and maintaining it for the long term. Number 1 is journaling everything that you eat. Now, you've heard this before, and it's not about just the process of just writing down your foods. There are lots of apps that help with that. There's Lose It and MyFitnessPal, or you can just have a notebook. But what I want you to do is a little bit different. It's not just about journaling what you eat. I want you to journal the why behind it. I want you to journal what you're eating and why you're eating it. And the reason for this is so you start creating awareness behind the decisions that you're making. See, that old saying that we're creatures of habit is very true. We get into these habits and we get into these macro habits, and we get into these little micro habits, these little things that we will do in response to certain situations and circumstances. And when you take the time to journal, and you stop and you take the time to journal and write down what you're eating or about to eat or what you ate and the why behind it, it starts creating an awareness of what you're doing and why. And once you have this awareness, it is a valuable and powerful tool for you, because at that point you can start making decisions that is really going to support you for the long haul. So if you have a day and you're feeling really good, and maybe for lunch you go and you have a great salad and you drink your water and you make these decisions and you're feeling really good, you're feeling and you're in a great place, write about that. Just don't let it be. Write about that so that you know the things that you did and what was going on with you that led up to the decision that supported your lifestyle. Because if you get into that position again, or if you're struggling a little bit, you can refer to that and you'll know, like, oh, that day I meditated. That day I got up and I worked out and I had a really, really good workout. That day I called my best friend and we hung out for a little bit and we talked some before and I was feeling really good. And on the flip side of that, if you make a decision that's not so supportive, if you find yourself maybe binge eating, or if you find yourself reaching for sweets and that type of thing, understand what's going on with you emotionally, understand what you're feeling, and why you're making a decision to do that, and why you're making a decision to eat that. And from there, you can really start making a decision about what you want to do. And it's not about judging yourself. It's not about good or bad. It's about understanding you, understanding yourself better, understanding what you want, understanding what you desire, understanding the decisions that you make that are going to lead to what you desire versus the decisions that you make that are going to lead away from what you want. So start journaling what you're eating and the why behind it. In addition to that, from a practical standpoint, it helps with accountability, personal accountability, and accountability with others. I have my clients share their food journals with me, and we sit down and we talk about it. We talk about not just the foods, the macros, the fats, the proteins, and the carbs, but we talk about the behaviors that were driving the decisions and how they are, where they are they in a good place, do they feel strong and powerful? And making decisions from a strong, powerful place, or are they struggling a little bit? And we really get into that. Journaling what's going on with you when you make those decisions will help clarify that for you. Again, from a practical standpoint, it helps with eating balanced meals. Knowing your calorie targets. If you do have a specific calorie target, and you know and macros from your fats and your proteins and your carbohydrates, it just helps with that so that you know that you're on target. And it provides a path to success for attaining the goals that you want. And it gives you something very practical and very tangible to refer to as you're on your journey of living a healthy and fit lifestyle. So, number 1, journal everything that you eat and the why behind it. Secondly, you want to focus in on adding behaviors. See, as human beings, we have a limited capacity to hold a certain amount of things within our framework. Our plates will run over and things will fall off. And so often, when we start adding in behaviors, those little habits that don't really support us, some of those things will start to fall off and they'll start to fall away. Some of us, and there are some things that are so ingrained with us that we might need a little bit of assistance in helping to get over those. But if you focus in on adding and not taking away, if you make it a positive benefit, as opposed to focusing in on the negative of what you're losing. Make it a positive on what you're adding. Your mental and emotional feeling about that will be in a much better place. And when you're mentally and emotionally behind what you're doing, you're coming from a much stronger place. So add in behaviors that are going to support you. If you have a Coke habit, drinking Diet Coke, or Coca-Cola, or Pepsi, or whatever. If you have a soda habit, let me say it that way. If you have a soda habit and you want to break that soda habit, don't focus so much on breaking the soda habit. Add water in. Make a goal, make a declaration that I'm going to drink 96 ounces of water a day. And after you drink your 96 ounces of water, you're adding that behavior in because it's going to support you. What will happen and what you will see is that breaking away from the sodas or from the coffees and whatever it is that you want to get away from, it will be easier to do because you focus in, because you added something in. And it makes it a lot easier if you play that game with yourself, saying, I'm going to add this in as opposed to taking away. You aren't splitting your focus. You aren't splitting your energy behind staying away from something or adding something in. You're just going to add it in. So add in behaviors. And here's a little tip. Don't try to add them in all at once. Pick 1, 2, 3 at the most that are going to support you. So if getting up in the morning is one of the behaviors that you want to add in, and you know that's going to be challenging, focus on that one thing. Don't change anything else. Focus in on that one thing until you feel like it's starting to get ingrained in you. And then add on something else. When you add on too much, too quickly, we start off strong and inevitably we'll fall off. So this is a long-term lifestyle decision that you're making for yourself. So you want to add in behaviors. Number 1, journal everything you eat and why. Number 2, add in the behaviors that are going to support your lifestyle. And number 3, this kind of goes along with the adding in behaviors. It is doing the good stuff first. Doing the good stuff first. So how does this work? You do the stuff that's going to support you, that's going to benefit you, that's going to help you first. You aren't saying to yourself, oh, I'm not going to do this other stuff. You're just going to do the stuff that supports you first. So if you want to have a piece of pie for dessert, you're going to do the things that support you. You're going to have a salad and some water, and you're going to get all your macronutrients, and you're going to follow your plan. You're going to do that first. And if you make the decision to continue to have whatever it is that you're going to have, you make that decision and you journal about it. So if you're going to, if you want to get your water in, and you also want to have a soda, get your water in first, and then have your soda. If you want to take a nap, and you know that you've had plenty enough sleep, but you still want to take a nap, get your workout in first, and then take your nap, if you still want it. Get in the habit, creative habit, play a game of doing the good things first. So if you can incorporate these 3 things, journaling what you eat and why, focusing in on adding behaviors, and doing the things that support you first, in a couple of months, you will not even recognize yourself because you'll be coming from a place of power. You'll be empowering yourself. You'll be coming from a place of inspiration as opposed to constantly having to motivate yourself to do something. It will come from the inside out. And what is it that will come from inside out? It is these behaviors, these actions, it's these habits that will support you long term and support your healthy lifestyle, support your decisions. And these principles you can apply to any area of your life. But here we're talking about the context of your health and fitness. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am more than happy and more than willing to support you I want to be here for you. I want to be a resource for you. So please reach out. Let me know what questions you have or about this topic, about anything else. If you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina, Fort Mill, South Carolina area, please come by the studio and get a great workout with us. We have classes just about every day from 5. We have classes every day from 5 a.m. until 6:30 at night, and sprinkled all throughout the day and on the weekends as well. So please come by and check out the studio. That's PushPointe. You can find it's at pushpointe.com. It's PushPointe.com. If I can be of service to you, if you're interested in personal training, do it here locally as well as online, worldwide. I'm available to you. So if I can help you with that, please don't hesitate to reach out. And remember, live the fit life. But most importantly, love a lot, keep smiling.